Okay, so I met Tommy last year, and we were inside a men's mastermind group, and I've been able to evolve as a better human and a better father from meeting Tommy. He's been able to give me some qualities that I was lacking in my business, and some of his foresight and some of.
I'm sorry, this light's just a touch too hot.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I met Tommy last year when I joined a mastermind group, and over the past year, I've been able to evolve as a better human being from knowing Tommy. Tommy brings a lot of worldly knowledge to the mastermind group, and we've been able to, as a group, be able to facilitate in ways that I couldn't have expected. So I've grown to know Tommy as a human being in ways that are outside of the mastermind group. I met Tommy about a year ago when I joined a mastermind group, and I didn't know what to expect when I joined this mastermind group, but I've been able to evolve as a better human being. But what stood out mostly was Tommy. Tommy's genuine character, his honesty, his integrity was very well outspoken, and he led the group in ways that I couldn't have imagined. I'm so glad that I actually joined that group and was able to meet Tommy. Tommy's been able to help me to become a better businessman and also a better father and a better human being.
So what were some of the attributes? You said he was kind of a natural born leader. What were some of these like inherent leadership traits? You know, some people try to be leaders and some people are leaders.
Yeah.
Why? Watch out.
Oh, sorry.
Why were you drawn to him as a leader without him trying to take that role? Because some people try to take it, and some people, you know, it's like tribal culture.
Yeah.
Our elders are, you know what I mean? So you know where we're going with that.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of that, if you could, please, sir.
I believe that Tommy's life and the trials and tribulations that he's been through in his life has led him.
The trials and tribulations.
Tribulation, yeah.
Good.
I believe that Tommy and some of the trials and tribulations in his life has led him to be a strong leader. I think that the adversities that he's faced in his life has been able to project him in a way that, you know, in today's culture and today's society, we need leaders like Tommy. Tommy's honesty and his respect for people has comes through in the conversations that we have. And I believe that the knowledge that he's gained through these tribulations has made him very well-rounded, per se. And I find that wisdom is something that we're lacking in today's society. We're living in a world where we're unguided, and we need to have people like Tommy that are guided, that know the rights from wrongs, and be able to lead us into being the true person that we want to be. I've got a lot of respect for Tommy, and been able to grow myself personally and professionally. I think one of the process that I've learned from Tommy is to be true to yourself. And what I found over the past year is that we all tend to wear these masks in life and at home and at work. And when you start to peel that back a little bit and you realize who your true self is, it's very hard to get there. And with my involvement with Tommy and in speaking to him, I've been able to peel some of those masks back and to really identify the true self, my true inner being that I want to be and I strive for. So that's been very helpful over the last year. I believe in today's culture, we are wearing many masks, and it takes a lot of energy to wear these masks. When you start to peel back the mask and start to become your more true self, you find that you're able to express yourself more clearly. And what I find with Tommy is that Tommy's been able to help me identify my true self and to help me grow towards being my authentic self, as opposed of wearing masks and of identity that doesn't suit me.
Okay, so
I spent the first part of my career living many masks in the automotive industry, and what I found, especially from talking to Tommy, is that when you start to become more true, more pure to yourself, that you don't need to have all these masks around, and you could basically learn to be more of yourself and to be more of a giver. As in the business world, we all wear all these different masks. What I found to be true is that when you become more clear, more simpler, more simplified, that you become more natural and more pure to the true person you want to be. One of the cause and effects of taking off some of these masks has been to be less stressful. I found that taking off the masks and to be more myself has been a release in energy of negativity that I was carrying before, and you bring that home, you bring that into your work life, your personal life, and also into your marriage. So when you start to scale back and to start to go towards being more authentic, I find that you become more true. And
But how?
yeah, I think part of the personal shift in awareness has been to not take as much burden on, and things have been getting a lot easier at work and at home. And I find that when you are more authentic, that the true self comes out. Um, in the past, I was one of those guys, just similar to Tommy Breedlove, where I'd be the last guy in the office, turn the lights off, and I found myself tired, miserable, and without purpose. And one of the things that I've been able to achieve after meeting Tommy and learning some of his skills is to be able to work less and be able to provide more energy, and you know what, that transcends when I go home at night and I'm not the last guy leading the office. And I found huge rewards in being able to be that person where I'm working less, but I'm actually doing a lot more than the past. So some of the improvements I've made in my life is now that I have more time on my hands, I'm meditating more. And I'm actually working towards more gratitude on a daily basis. And so I've been able to encompass many habits and rituals into my daily life, which has made me a lot more successful and more freeing of my mind and my spirit, and able to do the things that I want to do. And the mental clarity has been tremendous. I've been able to have a better outlook on life, and I've been a lot more assertive in the things that I do. So a lot of my mindfulness and work that I've been doing with Tommy has allowed me to get to the point where my goals are a little bit more focused, and I'm
Use a little more.
okay.
Stay away from that.
Okay.
And all I need is a strong close because that initial call
Okay.
is good. So, you know what I mean?
So let's see. So I've been a lot more focused since working with Tommy and working on some of these mindfulness techniques and habits and rituals. And I've been able to apply that to different aspects of my life. And what I find is I'm a lot more happier at home and at work. And it's been tremendous improvements all around. So some of the struggles I was facing last year prior to meeting with Tommy was some financial issues at work, some accounts receivables that I was working through. And Tommy was able to help coach me to be able to work with my clients and to be able to improve my accounts receivable, and which today has improved at least 80%. Last year, Tommy helped me out with some coaching on my accounts receivables in my business. And Tommy was able to help me understand the client's perspective and what I needed to do in my job to be able to scale the business. And from those coaching calls, I was able to add 2 more people into my organization, which improved my accounts receivable and put us in a really good position this year.
Yeah.
When I first met Tommy, I listened to a few of the podcasts that Tommy did, and I was really taken back about the similarities in our life and our life struggles. Tommy's path in this world wasn't an easy path, and neither was mine. And so I found a lot of comparisons there in dealing with Tommy and understanding who he is, because a lot of those life struggles I also had myself. And it was very, made it real, made Tommy and his word and everything he was talking about true. Where a lot of people talk about things, where Tommy's lived it. He knows the struggle. He understands what kind of grit it takes to get to the top. And this is a guy that has achieved a lot in his lifetime. Most people don't achieve making it to the board at his age. And Tommy actually did that and went further than that. But the stunning thing that got me was when Tommy decided to walk away from that. And that really was the hero's journey that really impressed me. The fact that this guy has made it this far, and he chose to do something that made his passion more enlightened than the money. And Tommy chose to embark on a career in the financial industry, and at a point when most people would be envious of the position Tommy was able to walk away from that, and that really excited me. The fact that Tommy was choosing goodness and choosing a lifestyle of passion of what he believed in, and he became a true leader in my eyes to myself, which was at the beginning stages of that. I had the opportunity to be on a live event with Tommy Breedlove, and I was able to listen to him do a speech to the group, and it was amazing. Everyone on that call that day, their takeaways were incredible. They didn't want him to stop. His eyes were just glowing, and his interaction with everyone on the call was outstanding. Everyone was looking at, from his background, his lifestyle, what he's been able to live, and be able to give some truth bombs to everyone. It was great to hear that. I walked away looking at myself and looking at some of the things that I heard Tommy say that day, and I was just in awe because it was truthful, honest talk, the kind of talk that you wish everyone would be able to give you, and it was straight from the heart. His honesty and his love for people really came through in that talk that day. It was amazing. Afterwards, everyone was talking about Tommy being one of the highlight speakers that day. His public speaking to the group was very motivating, and it was very insightful because we're living in a time where we're forced into work and into these jobs, and we lose sight of who we are. Tommy was able to show through his life and his hero's journey how he chose to go in a different direction, a direction he believed that was from the heart. And that really resonated with me after the talk. I would recommend Tommy for speaking engagements, mostly because his truths that come out when he's talking is amazing. He's been able to live a life where he can resonate with the average person that's doing the 9 to 5, who's turning the lights off, that the last person turned the lights off. He's been able to resonate with me personally on a business level, where I feel that I can move towards more of my passion of the things that that I want to do in life. And I believe that Tommy can do that with many crowds of people, and his ability to resonate with the people.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, let's talk about the being courageous to
There you go.
follow your passion.
There you go.
So one of the big takeaways from working with Tommy is the ability to have the courage to move towards the things that I've always wanted to do. I've always had a dream of doing some public speaking, and in talking with Tommy, I felt that dream was a lot closer than it used to be. And I've also followed along in his podcast and his journey in life to see the struggles and how he's been able to overcome those struggles and become the man he is today.
Naturally, seriously, man, just take your time, close your eyes, and breathe. Like, as a human being, as a man, whether you were sitting in the crowd or you were listening to me speak, or just some of the conversations we've had over the phone, they get raw, real, honest, and transparent. If you were to just think about, just for a second, what benefits that humans or society or yourself, or even benefits that come, just what benefits do you think in this whole spins that we get around the sun, that if you were in an audience or you were working with me as a one-on-one, either trying to rebuild yourself as a man or make a big change or take a courageous action in your life, what would be the benefits that someone, yourself, a young man, an executive, or just a human would get from listening or speaking to me?
Gotcha.
I mean, it's like we've been brothers for 44 years. It's just so natural. It's uplifting. It's about self-mastery. It's about courage. It's about owning our shit. It's about laughing about owning our shit and being men about it sometimes, being humans about it sometimes, making fun of ourselves sometimes, but, but we always come back to this ambitious achievement that we want to be the best human we can be for the rest of our lives. And so what is it when we speak to each other, or what we bring to the mastermind? Because the men just gravitate to us. They just ask us for nourishment, for flourishment in their life, to be better men, and they look up to us, and I can't explain why, but they do, right? And what are we doing? Just who are we that helps people so much when they just line up after a podcast or the stage, or when you fly to Mexico and they just run up to you and they want more of what we have? What is it that we're out there giving to them?
Gotcha. Where does it go?
So it's
Okay,
our,
I believe that just in knowing Tommy, that I've been a lot more courageous in my life, and I've been able to look at my past failures, my past stumbling blocks, and to be able to look at the future, to move forward, and to truly go towards my passion. The things that I've been thinking about for the last 20 years, 30 years, I've been waiting for. I've been actually consciously looking forward to these days now, where before they were a distant dream, something that I may never achieve. And now knowing Tommy and feeling that energy and that excitement and that passion, it's basically put a spark back in my life. And I feel that, today I could honestly look at my wife and know that I'm a better husband. In business, it's transformed my business. I'm not worried about things like the accounts receivable, turning the light off. I'm more concerned about leading my people and having a strong, clear vision where they have a purpose when they come to work, and they realize that it just doesn't stop with work. It transcends past work to what they want to do in their life and their passion. And this is a movement that Tommy's doing. This movement is choose goodness. It is about being the person that it's hard to aspire to one day. And what I find in myself is that I'm stronger, I'm more courageous. I'm looking at life with a different, more clear sense of true being and who I want to be and who I'm naturally moving towards. A lot of this has happened because the conversations I've had with Tommy, some of the lessons that I've learned from his life and his past. And now I'm transcendent as myself and as a human being, as a father, as a businessman. And I'm excited about tomorrow and what tomorrow brings.